Hey everyone, it's Nyasia. Just wanted to give you a little background on my new single, Walk Away, written by the Santana twins and Nick Colon. And we had the pleasure of having Sapphire and Kenny Diaz do backgrounds. Um, Sometimes you just have had enough of something or someone. And the best thing to do is just to turn away and just walk away. So it could be a romantic relationship, it could be a business relationship, it could be a friendship, anything that is toxic to you, anything that doesn't sit well with you in your head, in your heart, in your soul. Sometimes you just have to get up and just go. Turn away, walk away, because it's the best thing to do for yourself. So, this song, 2 years in the making, and finally got to get done, thanks to COVID. But we finally got together with everyone's schedules and we had it done, and I was very happy with the end results. The Santana twins did a killer job on the dub. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. And like I said in my post earlier in the week, my last recordings are for you guys. For the fans, for the ones who stuck by me, who have always supported me, who have always had nothing but kind words to say about my music, about myself. This is a thank you, an appreciation for what you've done for me, as far as your fanship goes. And I hope you enjoy your song, and I hope you enjoy the project. So it'll be coming to an end. We have a few more songs coming, so just be ready and enjoy, and just know that I love you all for whatever millisecond you've given to me. So here's Walk Away.
This is CPR Jose Ortiz, Mr. Exclusive. Freestyle premiere on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse Podcast.
Excuse me for this interruption. I think it's time for me to educate. They say I'm nothing but a fool you walk on, but they forget I wasn't built this way. I'm tired of all the lies that you say. You threw away the trust that I gave you. Don't worry, 'cause I find another way to move on, 'cause
Joy is my new single coming out Friday, September 30th. And I am just so anxious for people to hear it. I can't even tell you. It's one of those songs as a songwriter that, there are songs that they just come out easily. You start writing and it's done. You know what I mean? You're like, wow, that was not, a ton of effort. And then there are other songs that, it takes a lot more work and a lot more time and effort to get them to where they need to be. Joy, I would say 5-10 minutes tops, it was done. And I was like, lyrics, yes. Melody, yes. The subject, actually, it's funny. I'm a very happy person in life, but it's not easy for me to write a happy song. And I don't know why that is. So on all fronts, I was like, I love this song immediately. So the songwriting process was quick. It was easy, thankfully. The production, the producing side, was a little more of a rocky road. But, I started working with one producer years ago who I've worked with many times. And, we weren't vibing. We weren't finding that connection, of where it needed to go musically. And also on top of that, he was so busy outside of music at that time. Including he was just about to get married. So, it just didn't work in that moment, which is okay. You don't want to push things, force them. So, some time went on. I started working on the song again with a different producer, actually the producer who did We Will Be. And another kind of situation where there were just things going on in his life outside of music that it delayed it and it just wasn't working. So it's fine. Picked it up again, some time went by, picked it up again and finished it with a producer by the name of Zach James, who is from Los Angeles. And I liked the vibe of what he was doing. Not a freestyle producer, obviously, but I liked his vibe. And I wanted to find a way that he could bring his vibe with mine and where I wanted the music to go and kind of put them together and, kind of make that happen. And in the end, just being 100% honest, it didn't go quite where I envisioned. It's not a freestyle track. It's a pop track with a retro vibe, but I love it. And I think that the song went where it wanted to go. And sometimes you got to let it do. You know what I mean? Again, sometimes you don't want to force things. And if the song is pulling a different direction and that's where it wants to go, you got to let it be. So that's that. But because it didn't go where I originally envisioned, I knew that the remixes needed to bring it there. So I love remixes in general. I knew there were going to be some. I needed some really strong freestyle mixes, in addition to some other genres that you'll hear when the remixes come out. You'll hear all of them. But there are 3 really good freestyle mixes, including Jay's version, of course, which is incredible. Anyone who knows me knows that Eric Christian's Poison is one of my favorite tracks that have been released in recent times. I mean, I will go crazy over that song. Every time it was played, I would comment. Like if I'd hear it, online, I'd, run and comment. The amount of times that I tagged Eric directly to be like, this song is so good. I mean, Poison is the song. It's just good. There's no question there. So Jay was on my mind, but, actually I reached out to CPR and I reached out to him online and I was like, hey, who are your favorite freestyle producers of the moment? What producers do you think are helping push this genre forward? What are your thoughts? And he named a few different people and one of them was Jay. And I was like, okay, that's what I need. Let me contact him. So I got a hold of Jay. I think CPR actually talked to him also, to kind of, let him know who I was, etc. So, all was good. And Jay agreed to do the remix. And, I can just say I expected it to be good because of who was doing the remix, obviously. But it's even better than what I expected. And that's saying a lot. I love the remix. It is so good. It could have been the original version in my eyes. It's that good. You know what I mean? So I'm just so happy that it's being heard and so happy that it makes sense that it's being, the exclusive premiere is happening here on CPR's Countdown because, like I said, CPR did have a hand in making this remix happen. So grateful to all, and so happy with the remix. Definitely. I hope everybody else enjoys it as much as I do. I thank everyone for your support. I thank everyone for just taking the time to listen to it, and seeing how they feel. And yeah, I'm so anxious for this to come out, and for everyone to enjoy it as much as I do, hopefully.
This is CPR Jose Ortiz, Mr. Exclusive. Freestyle premiere on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse Podcast.
Don't always show you, don't always need to. It's best the way I feel. Stuck in our habits, no need to share it. To understand it's real. Everybody needs appreciating, make you believe what's true. And to remind you all the ways I'm feeling, I sing these words to you. You bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you, you bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you, don't always show you, don't always think to. It's best the way I feel. You say I'm damaged, I take for granted. Well, baby, here's the deal. Yeah, everybody needs appreciating. Believe those words I do. And to remind you all the ways I'm feeling, I sing this song to you. You bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you, you bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you, you bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you, you bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you.
This is CPR Jose Ortiz, Mr. Exclusive. Freestyle premiere on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse Podcast.
Well, everybody needs appreciating. And to remind you all the ways I'm feeling, I sing this song to you. You bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you, you bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you, you bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you, you bring me joy, joy. You bring me joy. When I'm with you.
Hey, what's up, everybody out there? This is Jenaro, and I want to talk to you a little bit about my new single, Those Eyes. I know you've seen me posting this and talking about it, and been putting little clips and things like that up. But just want to give you a little bit of the story and the meaning behind the song. You know, the song was inspired by the passing of a young man by the name of Michael Vasquez. You know, we call him Mikey Soul. So you actually see there's a dedication on the front cover of the artwork, which was done by Bernardo Sierra, by the way. And it says, you know, dedicated to the memory of Michael Mikey Souls Vasquez. So he's a young man from Philadelphia who I'm very close to the family, and he passed away last November, to be exact. And you know, when the tragedy happened, like I said, it affected people very deeply, people close to myself. And, when you're in those situations, you feel helpless when you know someone close to you is going through something, you know, that tragic and that devastating, and you want to do all you can to be there for people. But, as we all know, in those situations, it's not the easiest thing in the world, to do because it's a situation that many of us have never, you know, dealt with, the loss of a child. I think at any age, this is a very hard and traumatic experience for just about anybody to ever try to go through. And being in the position that I was in, I, of course, found myself wanting to give some degree of comfort, wanting to try to, help ease the pain of this loss in any way that I could. And I just only could do one of the things that I know that I'm good at, and I've always been good with words. And, I sat down and I started thinking to myself, what's it like, from the perspective of a mother, having a child, and the feelings that are associated with, having a child. And that's where the first, the lines of the song actually come from. And it says, I thought I knew what love was like until I held you. Because I think a lot of us, we think we know what true love is, but I think that love, when you're looking down and holding a child, is something that's very profound. That, if you're a parent, especially a mother, I think that is as deep as a connection as you may ever feel with any human being. But, with all that being said, I sat down and I came up with this song, and like I said, it was a process. And people are probably also wondering, those eyes, why there's a guy's eyes on the album cover, which I already explained who he was. But the significance of the eyes thing, it just had to do with he and his mother. They would always have like an eye competition, because out of all of her children, he was the only one who had light eyes like her. And of course, he got them from her. And they also shared a love of freestyle music together, because even though Mikey, was a young man by our standards, by the age bracket we find ourselves in, but he also had a deep love for freestyle. And that was part of the reasons why, I produced this song, and I made it the way it is, was because of their deep connection to freestyle. And I wanted to give something that had that old school freestyle feel, but, of course, had some Jenaro isms of freshness in it. And that was really why I made the song. I produced it the way that I produced it. Me and Rob Federici, we got together and we did the original mix as well as the remix that we did. We did a remix ourselves. And there's also a kick-ass remix by Angel Mena, and it's pretty dope. And you know what I'm saying, and a lot, but it's a hard subject to talk about. And this song has taken on a much deeper meaning for me. Everything down to the artwork is so profound from where I find myself today in my life, since all of this has happened. And it's just it's a deep song that I hope touches everybody, and everybody can relate to it in their own way, because I did write it again from a perspective of, even if you're not looking at it from parent to child in these feelings of that way, it still also translates very well to someone who is going through a serious breakup, maybe someone who's lost someone that wasn't a child. So the lyrics are not so specific to this situation that it cannot apply to other people's lives as well, even though I approached it from that place. Uh yeah, it's a genuine labor of love, and it was a deep process, and I hope that I've made his mother and the rest of the family proud, and I hope that I was able to honor Mikey's memory and their connection through my songwriting and my performance of this song. I really do hope that it means as much to them as it meant to me to be able to do it. As I said, it was words are the one thing in this world that I really feel like I've been good at, and it was the one thing that I figured I could give beyond my own physical support and my own just being there, so to speak. But with all that being said, and without much further ado, because I know you guys may be tired of hearing me talk about this, this is my song, Those Eyes, and I hope everybody likes it. I really do.
This is CPR Jose Ortiz, Mr. Exclusive. Freestyle premiere on Clubhouse Dance Music and the CPR's Clubhouse Podcast.
My whole life, even before I felt you, and those eyes that saw me like no one had before. Those eyes are a reflection of my own, so much more. And I thought those eyes would forever light the way. Trying to be strong, but it's just so hard here without